Today we're going to work in our English notes, and in our English notes we'll open to page 27 to work on commas. So commas have a lot of rules, and we're going to go over what all of these rules are for commas. So the first rule for commas that we'll focus on is phrases in a series. Looking at phrases in a series, it's when we have a list of 3 or more items. So our list could be dog, comma, cat, comma, and duck. So if we were talking about the animals that we own, we could say I own a dog, comma, cat, comma, and duck. So there's a comma after the first 2, not after the third, and then our and or would be put after that second comma. The next thing we're going to look at is a tag question. So an example of a tag question is, you're coming over, right? So this is a question that follows a statement. So the statement is, you are coming over, and then the question is just this word right. This is anything where you're just checking for agreement. So you make a statement, comma, ask a mini question. Usually it's only 1 to 3 words. That's just checking to see if someone agrees with whatever has been said. So the comma comes after the statement instead of having a period at the end, because the sentence could be, you are coming over, period. That's more like a demand. So this is checking. You're coming over, comma, right? Next, let's look at an introductory element. So these are words that start a sentence but are not part of the clause. So it could be when you're starting, if you say hello, there'd be a comma after it and then the rest of your sentence. Exactly, comma, rest of your sentence. So it's when you have a phrase, and this could be more than one word, when, and it could be even something like, last week, comma, and then telling what happened last week. Next, let's take a look at yes and no. So if you have yes and no, yes or no, if that's what they're going to do, and they're going to be at the beginning of a sentence. So if you're answering a question, yes, comma, I would love some ice cream. So this is when you're answering, and it's at the beginning of a sentence. The next one we want to look at is direct address. So this is when you're speaking to a person, either by using their name or by their title. So if I wanted to speak to someone, an example for direct address, when we're using a name or a title of the person being spoken to, it would be like, Mary, comma, can you hold this? The game is about to start, comma, boys and girls. So the comma takes whoever you're talking to and it moves them out of the sentence. So, can you hold this? That's what you would say, but you're adding in a name to make it specific. I'm speaking to you. And so the comma sets it off from the rest of the sentence. And this would even be true if the name comes in the middle of the sentence. If we were looking at dates, we would put commas after the day, like the day of the week, and after the date. So Monday, comma, June 30th, comma, 1989. So we have a comma after the day of the week and a comma after the date, the single day, not the month. Which brings us to our final comma rule, address. So looking at rules for commas after the city and state in a physical address. When we are writing a physical address, we would put it after the street and after the city, not in between the state and the zip code. So you have the number, the street, comma, city, comma, state, zip code. So you have 2 commas in there. And those are the rules that we're looking at for commas.